Scottie Scheffler, the number one golfer in the world, the closest thing to Tiger Woods we've ever seen, top dog, top of the mountain, literally just won the British Open, one of the biggest golf tournaments of the year, had some very interesting comments at the start of the week. The same guy that literally just won was getting into some existential echoes of Camus and the absurd, and the myth of Sisyphus started kind of circulating in my head as I was hearing his dialogue. Perfectly encapsulated this dilemma, this push and pull humans for centuries have been dealing with. You know, on one end, you've got the existentialist, why do I even do anything? None of this matters. Is this really what life's about? And then on the other end, you've got the defiant human spirit. No, I'm gonna make the most of my life. I'm gonna improve myself. I'm gonna pick these passions and these pursuits and these goals, and I'm gonna get after it. You know, simultaneously, you know, this is the most important thing is your lifetime, and simultaneously the most inconsequential doesn't even matter to anything in the course of time. You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and you get there, you get to number one in the world, and they're like, what's the point? I really do believe that, because what's the point? Why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something I wrestle with on a daily basis. Showing up to the Masters every year, it's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so bad? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so bad? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for 2 minutes. And then we're going to go to next week. Hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And we're back here again. This whole week, this Open Championship, I've been hyping up, gearing up all of us. Who do you think's going to win? And same for Scotty. He's been prepping for the week, and he plays all these rounds, and we're getting excited who's going to win. And then, oh my God, Scotty ended up winning. Oh my God, his dream came true. And we get this euphoric feeling. He wins, he makes the putt. And we as fans go, okay, yeah, Scotty won. And then immediately it's, okay, when's the next golf tournament? And it's a never-ending cycle. And Scottie Scheffler the whole week, he's pushing the boulder up the hill like Sisyphus from Albert Camus' The Myth of Sisyphus. And oh my God, he gets to the top. Oh, this is great. And it rolls back down, and you got to start over, you know? And I guess it makes sense that this happens, because if humans were meant to be happy and fulfilled, we never would progress. We would never want to survive. You know, we're not designed to be happy. We're designed to want to try to work harder. Playing professional sports is a really weird thing to do. It really is. Just because we put in so much effort, we work so hard for something that's so fleeting. It really is. The feeling of winning doesn't last that long. When I sit back at the end of the year and try to reflect on things, like having that sense of accomplishment from winning the Masters tournament, from winning the PGA, I have a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for it. But it's just hard to explain how it doesn't satisfy, is how I would describe it. It's an unsatisfying venture. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this is not the place to look for your satisfaction. This is something where you can have great appreciation for, and a great amount of thankfulness being able to do this. Like I said, it's literally one of the most fun things I can do in my entire life. I love being able to come out here and compete. But at the end of the day, it's not what satisfies me, if that makes sense. Scotty's going through the same issues that I go through. You know, I have a pretty good life, but every day I wake up and there's this existential, oh my God, I gotta push the boulder up the hill. Oh my God, I got my leg workout. And then next week I'm gonna have a leg workout. And the week after that, I'm gonna have a leg workout. And you can quickly get into these existential bouts. And yeah, it doesn't matter how great of a life you have, you still have to wake up in the morning and here we go again. There's no off button. And once you start having these kind of existential whereabouts to you, the genie's out of the bottle. There's no going back. So to hear Scotty open up like this, you know, it kind of takes one to know one. Scotty definitely has some deep thinking, introspective, reflective type that, you know, a lot of people to an outside eye may go, oh, he's a pretty simple guy. He's got a wife, he's got a kid, but you never know what's really going on inside of somebody's head. We work hard for such little moments. I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love getting to practice. I love getting to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point. You know, God, I love working out. I love, airplanes, and I have all these interests, these hobbies. I love my family. But what's the point? None of it's gonna matter. Nobody's gonna remember who I am. LeBron James, Queen of England, Scotty Scheffler, disappears like a puff of smoke. You get married, you have the kid, you win the British Open. It's just gone in a cloud of smoke. What you did last Wednesday, you can't even remember. Gone, puff of smoke. What I did today, I'm not gonna remember 2 weeks from now, like a puff of smoke. But the process, the pushing the rock up the hill like Sisyphus, the putting in the work, the process Scotty's talking about, that's really what your life is. Life and these moments you think back to. Sure, you have these grand little tippy top of the mountain, I did it, this euphoric feeling, but really it's all in the process. It's all in pushing the boulder up the hill, just like Sisyphus and Albert Camus talks about. And I love the end of that book, and he says, the journey up the hill is enough to fill a man's heart, something like that. We have a little bit too much awareness for our own happiness. But you know what? This is all me and you and Scotty Scheffler all are ever gonna know. So we might as well make the most of it. If you're looking for a new favorite professional athlete, I give you Scotty Scheffler. And he's playing arguably the most human game ever in the game of golf.